Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach, listen for it. Oh, love that sound. What is going down, everybody? Today is the 8th of December, I'm pretty sure. I just got done at the gym. Kicked my ass today. If you want to ask anything for Christmas, if you don't have one, get a gym membership. Have your somebody pay the down payment or something like that. Because honestly, there's days when I just don't want to get out of bed. I head to the gym, and then I'm ready to take on the day. And there's nothing really that can slow me down after that. But today's the Slammies. I've already got videos up on Match of the Year, Superstar of the Year, and Tag Team of the Year. I thought I would make one for Diva of the Year. I was listening to Wrestling Observer Radio this morning, and I was able to hear the nominees. I think I already know who I would have given this to, but I think it is up for a little bit of a debate. At this point, there's 4 nominees. There's Paige, there's AJ, and there's Brie and Nikki Bella. All 4 of these girls have, big sort of monumental things that happened for them this year. Of course, AJ was the long-time reigning Divas champion who ran through just about everybody on the Divas roster. She went through her little run where she was beating all of the lower Divas on Total Divas, basically because they hadn't had their shot and they had beaten just about everybody else. It was a shame that Caitlyn left WWE. I know she's moved on to better and things along the way in her life, and it's awfully fun to look at her Twitter account when she posts up pictures of her in her workout leggings and stuff like that, or whatever the hell they're called. But I thought that Caitlyn honestly was the biggest rival for AJ, and once she left, it was hard to find anybody else that was going to be able to stand up to her. But as everybody knows, Paige showed up. She went through her run at NXT, where basically she was doing the same thing. She became the first NXT, I don't know if they call it the Women's or the Divas champion down there. She had her run going up against Emma, having some really, really good matches. Then she was bumped up to the main roster, where she beat AJ in her first match on Monday Night Raw in a big-time surprise. I feel like, that was a big win in beating AJ, but for some reason they dropped Paige down to a lower level when she was champ. Instead of feeding her to, the best of the best in the Divas division, of course, she went on and fought Tamina, which made a little bit of sense since that was AJ's girl, and AJ was on hiatus or injured or whatever it was at this point, and she took off. And she wasn't around, so it made sense for her to fight her lackey. But then it was Oksana and Alicia Fox and so on and so forth. The bottom of the barrel girls of the Divas division that didn't really have a big-time fight behind what they were doing. So that title run before AJ came back was not so much. And, of course, then you've got Nikki Bella winning her first Divas championship, of course, by beating AJ at the last pay-per-view. That was sort of a big thing. She had a big run with Total Divas. Some people can say that show is sort of tailored for her and her sister. And then there's Brie. Brie's a girl that really stood up for her man. Brie, stood up to Stephanie McMahon, slapping her in her face, quitting her job, leaving the company for her only to return and have a big match against Stephanie, which, in my opinion, was one of those main event matches. For WrestleMania, you have like 4 main eventers matches going down that you care about. SummerSlam, there was John Cena and Brock Lesnar, and there was Stephanie versus Brie, and that was really all that I really cared about. I had a lot of fun at that show, everything except the Jericho and Bray Wyatt match. I was into. Roman Reigns and Randy sort of lost me a little bit along the way. But Stephanie and Brie was a damn good match. Of course, Brie didn't get the win there. Stephanie did after Nikki turned on her. And then, of course, we had the low point of, I wish you died in the womb. and then the horrible angle of which didn't really have enough of a payoff now that Brie and Nikki are really back together. Now that the month is over and there's no really explanation of what's going down. They didn't even have one little promo about Brie saying that Nikki was right, or maybe the mom pulling them together, or PJ, the brother, or anything. I got no clue what's going down. But honestly, in my opinion, Diva of the Year, I don't know. In one way, I hope that Paige gets it, but on the other hand, I really hope that AJ gets it with all the sort of negativity that's surrounding her with her husband CM Punk right now. And the podcasts that have come out, whether if it's CM Punk talking about what's going on. He didn't really talk about AJ a whole lot, except for he was glad that she was able to get some of the Wizard World money, and that he doesn't like it when fans chant his name at her during her matches. If you like her, chant her name. But, I think it would be a little bit of a weird moment that Triple H, Vince, and Stephanie could put her in if she was to go out there and win the award, which I don't think she's thinking she's going to get. I think she thinks she's on this shit list right now. She was champion, trading wins back and forth with Paige. Nothing really of a big-time moment. She did have to drop the belt to Nikki, which I don't think is the really biggest thing, but there's lots of rumors that TLC will be AJ's last show, and that's when she will leave to... I don't know what she's going to do from there. If she's just going to be CM Punk's wife, or if she's going to try and get into UFC as well, or if she's just going to make the rounds at indie shows. I don't know. I don't really... To me, on the outside, you don't really see stories. You hear things like it's got to be bad for her, but there's no real examples of them making her look like a fool on Raw or SmackDown or pay-per-view, trying to embarrass her, much like they did with Mark Henry when they were trying to get him to quit in the late 90s, trying to get rid of that huge contract they gave him when he came in from the Olympics. Vince was thinking that Henry wasn't worth the deal, and they thought that if they pushed him to the limit, maybe he would walk away. Ends up that he just kept doing what they did and had a smile on his face and knew that there was a paycheck coming at the end of that day. But I don't know. Now Mark's turned into this big-time star who has a lot of respect in WWE. And maybe it's because everybody knows those shit sandwiches that WWE was feeding him for so long, whether if it was having the hand baby with Mae Young or becoming sexual chocolate, or I can't think of anything more embarrassing off the top of my head yet. But you guys have heard the interviews, and you guys have heard and read the stories and things like that. But all in all, I think Paige is going to win it. But I would not be surprised if they put AJ in that spot. And from there, what does she say? If she's got an open mic on Monday Night Raw, if the rumors are true, she really is leaving in a few weeks. So what would really happen if she did thank CM Punk or acknowledge that they were married at that point? But I don't know if that'll happen. But it's just sort of my dream situation to make Monday Night Raw and the Slammies a little bit better tonight.